Finding his way into the hearts of foodies around the world, the road to success for Chuck Hughes has been a long and arduous one, dating back to his days hustling as a line cook. His career reached new heights when he toppled Bobby Flay on Iron Chef America. His cooking empire now consists of long-running cooking shows, dining hotspots, brand partnerships, and a line of gourmet cooking tools and foods.
I saw that at the age of 14, you knew that you wanted to be a chef. Is that true?
Yeah, I mean, it's a good question. Did I know 100%? I mean, I knew I loved cooking, and that's something that I've kind of loved my whole life. But I knew at 14, I kind of realized that maybe I could do this. You know what I mean? And my mom was always getting me involved in the kitchen as a kid, but I think at 14 is when I kind of realized, like, oh, wait a minute, this is not just fun and I could maybe do this for a living, you know, which it never kind of clicked before. So yeah, so I could say that.
Okay, so you knew at a young age that you thought you could do this, but
Yeah.
then there's a lot of work that goes into getting there. I think it was 2006 when you opened your first restaurant, which
Yeah.
means lots of long hours, not a lot of pay along the road. What was that like?
You know, at that point, I'd worked in the restaurant business for probably like 10, 12 years or something like that, making no money. Then I opened my restaurant and made even less money. And now that restaurant is turning 12 in a month. So we're 12 years into it, you know. What I would say on the business side of things is I'm still learning every day, you know what I mean? Our systems are way better than they were when we started, and you know, we've kind of had ups and downs. But I gotta say, you know, it's now in our 12th year, I feel like we're finally, it took us a while, I guess, and you know, it's kind of my baby, so I'm a little bit defensive, I'm always very concerned with how people view and see it, but internally, I definitely think that from A to Z, we're there. We've you know what I mean? I don't think you ever, as a business owner, you're always trying to make things better, tweak things. So I wouldn't say like that we've arrived, but I would say in the last 12 years, we're definitely the best that we've been.
And you know, talk about the last 12 years or the past decade, so much has changed for chefs. The era of the celebrity chef and your big Iron Chef victory over Bobby Flay. I've heard you say that maybe you would have, had that not been the case, gone down the road of becoming a hockey player or something?
Yeah, I mean, the dream is still there. It might be over, but I still play quite a bit of hockey. And yeah, Bobby Flay, for me, the Iron Chef battle kind of put me on the map in terms of the world, if you will. You know, in Montreal, we had a small restaurant, things were going well, but in terms of, you know, the world watching, it was huge. I mean, for my career, for the restaurants, you know, it brought me to a whole bunch of other things beyond the kitchen. You know, and I think you really hit the nail on the head when you say in the past 10 years, the food world has completely changed, you know. It's given way to a lot of great things, and a lot of not so good things. You know, I think kitchen work is always going to be a hard task, a lot of long hours, minimum pay, you know, passion. You need to be really passionate, and so I think, you know, all of this media attention is really good in terms of getting, you know, people cooking for themselves, and I would always promote that. You know, I think it's always better to get involved in, but then it also is given this idea to people that maybe it's easy, or maybe you know, you can, you know, chop a few carrots and then, hey, I'm gonna be, you know, on TV or do so there's good and bad, like a lot of things in life, you know what I mean? But for me, that battle was really what kind of put me on the map. So you know, it was nerve-wracking, and then when I won, I had this typical Canadian attitude about it of like, oh man, what did I do? I came all the way here. I'm so sorry I won. You know what I mean? It was kind of like, I ruined the vibe. You know, the random kid from Montreal comes here and beats this guy. Like, what did I do? So internally, it was a different way of processing the whole thing. But after like 7 years or whatever, I'm cool with it now.
You know the business in the kitchen, but you also launched your own line of products. What's different between the business of being in the kitchen and running a restaurant and selling food?
It's been a real learning curve. It's completely opposite. It's food, but it's still the complete opposite of restaurants, because that connection, that sense of being able to talk to a customer, to being there, to cooking the food is just not there with this. So it's all the other stuff that I've always kind of like, I'm not gonna say poo-pooed, but kind of. Like, to me, if the product is good, and the label's really ugly, I'm like, I know that I've been using this product, doesn't matter, But when you start a business, then marketing becomes your most important thing. So what is it gonna look like? I know what's inside is good, but how are we gonna, so I've been learning a lot, and I'm lucky that I have a team surrounding me with that are, we're pretty much a startup in that sense, that we did everything from the ground up, from sourcing the bottles to getting my recipes done by people that I've been working with. Like, I buy vegetables from this guy, I do whatever I want with them. He doesn't necessarily know what I'm doing. So I'm like, now I want you to do this too. So it's been a crazy ride. It's going really well.